It's kind of hard to remember what it was like before, but it wasn't very good. I was, there were so many people, like, everyone who I was closest with had Jesus in their life a lot. Like, my mom and my sisters and this girl I used to date in high school. And I wasn't that way. So I didn't really take it as seriously. So now my older sister, who's always kind of been very involved with the Lord, now she's actually working to become a sister. So so I keep telling people my sister's a sister now, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" But growing up, I was like, I don't want to be a nun, I don't want to do that. So it wasn't something I took super seriously. And there was a lot of people in my life who were super Catholic, and I was like, I don't want to do that. It was just boring to me. And it got just coming to college, I think, and being by myself, things started to get really bad. And what happened was, everyone in my life their lives started to improve a lot. My friends who went to other colleges, they would start making new friends and having new lives. My mom got remarried, and she's really happy now. My sister graduated and starts becoming a sister, right? And so even that girl I used to date, we broke up when I was a sophomore in college, and she was able to kind of move on and be really happy, and I wasn't. And so I was asking, it got really bad because it felt like everyone else was able to move on with their lives and I wasn't. And it was that way for a long time. And I just kind of asked myself, what is the difference between these people and me? Even people like my siblings we've basically been through the same things, but their lives are going so much better than mine. And I think what it was they had a relationship with Jesus and I didn't. So it was last winter I started coming here to pray, and then I formed that relationship. And ever since then, things have been so much better. I think it was February 9th. It might have been February 10th. I don't actually know. I forgot. I tried to remember it, but I don't actually remember if it was the 9th or the 10th. They had adoration in the chapel, so Jesus was present. And it was after mass, because there were people kind of talking and stuff. And that day was I was just in the dub by myself, and I just couldn't eat food because things had gotten so bad. And I was like, this is stupid. I can't eat food. I don't want to do this anymore. So I came here, and I just mass was over, so I just sat in there and started praying a rosary. And then Father Anthony came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Will." And I was like, "Oh, hey." And he was like, "Are you praying a rosary?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, well, Jesus is in there if you want." And then he just left. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. He's just in there." And that was everything in my life was so long distance. I was away from my family and away from a lot of my friends. I tried dating long distance and it didn't work. And I was like, well, I don't want to do long distance anymore. So if Jesus is in there, I'm going to go in there. And so I went in there, and I just I just prayed, Jesus, please stay with me. And that was like the moment where I actually like felt like a physical feeling in my chest, like the feeling of being loved, which I think is something everyone feels. But this was different because this wasn't like external, because there was no one else in there. It was just me in there. Me and Jesus were in there. And it was like an intense feeling. And I kind of realized, because my whole life at that point, it wasn't that like I thought God wasn't real, but it was like a long distance thing where like God is real, but he's in heaven. And like I see him in everyone else's lives, but not in my own. So that was the first time ever where I felt Jesus was with me and that he loved me. And I knew that the Eucharist was real. And that was like the moment that like changed my life. And I still feel that feeling sometimes, which is cool. But that was like the first time I had felt it, and that was what changed my life really. To be honest, I was just like extremely shy when I was a freshman and a sophomore, and it didn't really have anything to do with like the Newman Center. I just like, honestly, like my freshman year, I would like meet people, but I didn't really make any like new friends. So like almost none of the people I knew from freshman year I still talk to. There are a few who I'm still like good friends with, but yeah, I didn't really like go to things or like meet people. I was just like really like shy and scared of trying new things. So I didn't come here for a while. And there was also the effect of like after freshman year, I just felt like it was too late. And this is something a lot of people feel, is that like they come here and everyone's already friends with each other. And so it's like they feel like it's kind of hard to get in. I did live here over summer though, so I still came here over summer for Mass. And I don't think I had ever been to a single Newman night. And I didn't really know anyone here. But I would come here sometimes, and it was actually Amy who told me like, you should come to this thing we do on Thursday nights called Newman Light, which is like, it's like Newman night, but it's like 8 people. So she like forced me to stay and learn everyone's names, and like it was actually really cool. Like I got to know a lot of people. I got to make a lot of friends. Like in particular, I think like Matt and Issa, this is before they were married, but they were really cool to hang out with. It was funny because like I actually didn't even remember Amy's name. So like it was so weird because like she knew who I was and she was inviting me, but like I didn't know who she was at all. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll show up. But I didn't know anybody. But I feel like the Newman Center is the kind of place where you just need to know like one person. It's really hard if you don't know anybody. But if you just know one person, the truth is that even one person here will be friends with everybody, kind of. Because it's such like a close community here. So just getting to know one person was great, and like now I come here and I feel like I know everybody, you know. I'm just really happy now. And this is the first time in my life where I felt like I look forward to the future now, which is so great. Because I used to feel like an old man or something. I used to feel like life had passed me by, which is crazy because I was like 19, but that's how it felt. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way. But yeah, I look forward to the future so much, and now I just love meeting people and talking with people It's like my favorite thing. And yeah, I feel like everything like prayer and like confession and the Eucharist and the Mass, those things are very real. And having them in my life has made me really happy. And so now, I mean, my life is so much better, like in a lot of ways. And I'm not even gonna be the same person I am now in 6 months. But, I mean, right now, I do like all kinds of things here. Like, I'm here way too much. I'm so sick of church. It's funny because like I feel like I wasn't here for like so long, and now like I feel like the first Newman night I went to, I was a junior. You know, like the first time I went on a retreat, I was a junior, and like the first time I actually like made friends, and I felt like I was late, you know. So I just like started saying yes to everything to like get involved because I wanted to be involved here. And it's really cool. And I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I'll probably do less of them next year. But yeah, I just wanted to get more involved with the people here and with their lives. And I wanted to be their friend. And I went on retreat in October of 2023, and that was amazing. That was like one of the coolest things I've ever done in college. And I liked it so much that I decided to altar serve again, which is something I hadn't done in like 6 years. And I don't really know how this happened, but the next semester I was chosen to lead that retreat. So that was really cool. And I think the only thing better than going on the retreat was leading it for other people. I think the thing is, like, I was one of those people who just like didn't like coming here. And there's so many people I know who feel that way. There's like so many people who feel like, oh, like they're all already friends with each other, so I don't go there. Or there's one guy I know who says like they don't have good community here. And he's a senior, so like back then maybe they didn't, but there's a lot of people who have a lot of reasons for not coming here. And that's the way I used to feel too. So I want those people the most. Because I know that it's not easy to come here, and it's not easy to get involved. But like, I want to bring people here. Because Jesus is in here. He's right in there, you know? And this is the only place on campus where he's just like physically here, and people need that. So all my involvement is just, I want to bring people here because I know what it's like to be on campus and be miserable. And I know that this place has the answers. I promise this place has the answers. For sure.
But it'll be like conversational, so like you'll be not looking there.